Greenskins versus Dowie, one of the oldest grudges in the Warhammer universe, since the Dwarfs came flooding across the World's Edge Mountains to kick the Dwarfs out of their hold. I think I said Dwarfs and Dwarfs, but the Greenskins came out the bladed waste to kick the Dwarfs out of their mountain holds. So, here we are. Taking a look at the Dwarfs to begin. Now, looks like we're going to see Tank's army consist of Dwarf Warriors and Longbeards. So I see one Longbeard, two Dwarf Warriors so far. And then back here we'll see that there's oh my goodness, 2 units of Ironbreakers as well. So Norgrimlin's Ironbreakers and some regular Ironbreakers are going to be down here. Other than that, we're going to be looking at Longbeards in the back line. We got Dwarf Warriors in the center and some Dwarf Warriors out in the front. Going to be looking at Thorgrim Grudgebearer on top of his lovely Pelican. He's going to have Stand Your Ground as well as Oath of Vengeance and the Great Book of Grudges. We're going to be looking at Felix. He's going to have his regeneration ability by the looks of it. Goodness gracious, why can't I see Felix? The Blood Oath. And then he's also going to have a Thane. Now this Thane is going to be naked. Aside from that, he's just going to have the Goblobber Grudge Thrower, Regiment of Renown, and 4 gyrocopters with brimstone guns up in the air. Wow, interesting stuff. Now, for the Greenskins, we have some Night Goblin Squig Hoppers hidden here in the forest. Absolutely love these units. We're also going to have Orc Boys. Looks like there's 2 of them, with 3 Black Orcs. Going to have 2 units of Squig Herd. And then he's going to be bringing a wonderful artillery army here. You got 4 Doomdiver Catapults, people. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then for his leadership, a man after my own heart, we got an Orc Shaman with Here We Go and Brain Bursta, along with a Night Goblin War Boss. But no Tormentor Sword, interestingly enough. But yeah, he'll still be on that. Got a bonus versus infantry, armor piercing, and some very good speed all the way up at 82. So that rounds out the Greenskin army, and I think these gyrocopters are in for a very rude awakening, as Doomdiver Catapults, they're tenaciously accurate. We'll see if he can do any dodging, as you imagine he's going to try to close the gap and shoot those artillery pieces down. But yeah, looks like the Greenskins may be out-artillerying the Dowie. Those first Gobos just flying to an untimely death, unfortunately. And it looks like the Dwarfs will be pushing forward, recognizing that they don't have the artillery advantage to push their opponent towards them. So far, the Dwarfs have done a good job dodging the artillery fire, and we'll see if the Gobos start getting any good shots off or not. It looks like they're going to come over here and start bombing, and one thing that this Orc army is definitely missing, in my opinion, is, you know, any ranged units or like even Azag in the air to support against these gyrocopters who are going to be just firing away at the artillery pieces. But like I said, these tenacious Gobos will start to hit them, and they do a lot of damage. And not going to be the easiest thing for the Dwarfs to deal with, especially because it just doesn't look like they're having the best luck destroying the Doomdiver Catapults at the moment. Doing some damage, but not destroying models, which is the most important part. And all the while, we're just seeing more and more damage get dished out to these poor gyrocopters. But, you know, one of these Doomdiver Catapults is starting to run away. Looks like the Squigs will accompany it to make sure the gyrocopters don't dive down and get into melee combat with it. And then these gyrocopters are just so bunched up. There goes one of them, and they're both getting pretty low on health here. And the other 3 Doomdiver Catapults are just online, doing okay for themselves. And I like this positioning over here, basically using the Night Goblin Squig Hoppers to follow these guys, make sure they come back and can get back on their artillery and create a lot more value for the Greenskin forces. The Grudge Thrower is starting to lob rocks into the Black Orcs and the Greenskin infantry, but once the gyrocopters are dealt with, then I think it's going to be a lot of hurt for the Dowie. But yeah, a Gaze of Mork, even a Vindictive Glare, something like that would have helped out a lot against this Gyrocopter Air Force. Alright, so now they're starting to get some good work done against these Doomdiver catapults, getting into the rhythm. One of them is getting back online by the looks of it. And we'll start firing away at the Gyrocopters when they do. But yeah, if there's one major critique I have in this army is that they really didn't bring enough to counter the Doomdiver catapults. I mean, like I say, bring to counter the Gyrocopters. I think the Doomdiver catapults can still win this in the end. But if they would have had Azag, then these Gyrocopters would have just been screwed. And oh no! They're going to be able to start firing or no? Yep, 2 direct hits. Yeah, Gyrocopters are actually starting to win this. Now the Greenskins are going to have to move forward, and yeah, that's always a shame, you know? 1 unit of archers, 1 air unit, anything, 1 magic spell, and I think that would have definitely gone the Greenskins' favor, but now all of their Doomdiver catapults are routing, and I have a feeling they're just giving up on it, which is also something I don't really agree with. But yeah, it looks like, you know, the Dwarfs are going to be pushing forward. I mean, the Greenskins are going to be pushing forward with their infantry to dive into the Dwarf forces. Night Goblin Squighoppers are coming out of hiding a bit too early, in my opinion. And we'll see what happens from here. But yeah, so much value of the Greenskin army just getting taken off the map now. Yeah, that's. I think this is going to be a Dowie game from here, if I'm being perfectly honest. I don't really see how the Greenskins can win this. Black Orcs are tough, but the blasting charges are going to destroy them on the approach. You can already see 2 of them are down to about half health. Only one of them's doing okay. Wah's been popped, but I think he needed to play that a bit more patiently, and I think there's just a big oversight in the army there, not having anything to effectively counter the Gyros once they got on top of the Doomdiver catapults. So, wow. All right, here we go, though. The Greenskins Wah popping off. They're getting into the back lines. You know, the Grudge Throwers routing. Dwarf Warriors are routing, but the Iron Breakers are still holding very, very strong. However, Norgrimly's Iron Breakers are down to about half health, so we'll see if they can make the Greenskins start trying to make something happen here. Yeah, no, that's a GG. I mean, 1 critical oversight, and that can cost you to the game. But I don't see the Dowie pulling this off. Their leadership just won't be able to hold against the Iron Breakers. Not to mention that the Dwarf Hero Squad is untouched. They have regeneration because of Felix. And, no, I just think they have a heavier hitting hero squad than the Greenskins do at this stage of the battle. Especially the Black Orcs just taking so much damage. Yeah, Night Goblin Warboss starting to waver. Going in for some close-ups as Thorgrim Grudgebearer writes off a grudge in his book as he destroys the Greenskin forces, and Kark's Greenskins are going to be sent home packing. great first game, and going to be seeing Tank take the first round here. So a quick 1-0 lead in this best of 5 with the Dwarf forces. My screen is cut off. Ooh, my bad, Yelf19. Good to see ya. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, if you had a Flying Lord, it would have been over. Azag would have been able to kill all of them. But not even that. Just like even one unit of Goblin Wolf Archers, and by the one unit, I would definitely recommend Mogrim's Mangy Marauders. Those Gyrocopters would have been dead. And then what would have happened? Artillery would have pushed forward and crushed that Dowie box. But honestly, that's, you know, people may hate the Dowie box. I think it's very easy to beat, especially with Greenskins and their artillery. But there, I think he just, like I kept harping on, missed one critical ingredient, which is the Doomdiver catapults can definitely kill gyrocopters, as we saw there. Like, they were doing a ton of damage, but you need something to pressure them besides the Doomdiver catapults. A Vindictive Glare, a Gaze of Mork, Azog on a Wyvern, Mogrim's Mangy Marauders, the even just Gobbo Archers would have worked. So definitely just not, I think, as well thought out as that build needed to be. Also, I tend to go with cheap infantry if I'm going to go heavy on the artillery, because, yeah, you just don't want, like, one less Black Orc, he would have been fine, and then he could have just put that into missile units or something. And I really think with that much artillery, you got to think about how to protect your investment, and your investment isn't there to protect your investment. And so what I mean by that is, like, if you have 4 artillery, clearly your plan with that is to kill off the entire Dowie army as they approach slowly. Like, these guys will decimate Ironbreakers, everything the Dowie have to bring, but you have to bring something to protect them.